Hello, my name is David Webb and this is a video for Dweebovision. Owing to a microphone malfunction, we pick up the action 8 minutes into the game. I've just bingoed with neediest and my opponent is on turn. Okay, my opponent has blocked my rayette spot. Do I have a play which uses zit in the middle which reaches a triple word square either beginning at 01 or after zit? Can't see anything after zit or before. Zit does take an E and an I after it. I have an I. Can't see anything using that. So I'm now looking at the D of neediest to see if I can play either parallel to it or through it. And I'm looking to play off an A and a Y and another vowel. So I can play donery. It leaves 2 vowels, which isn't great, but they're not the same vowel. And high turnover is helpful for drawing the remaining blank. I draw the X, and it's not just the remaining blank that's worth obtaining. The J is also a hot tile because of H4. Faux is good, F-A-U-X, that's going to help resolve this rack, and I can play that beginning above the Y of donery, and that will place the X on the triple letter square at J14 over here. I need to keep an eye on zit in row O. Zither is good and zitherist. I don't have that at the moment, but if I do have it in a subsequent rack, that's likely to be worth considering. Now my play of donery has opened up column 8 for a vertical play down onto the triple word square at 08. That's not something I can use this go. Now what I'm doing is looking for an alternative play to faux. Should that be blocked? And I'm not seeing anything right away. I could play it in row I underneath the O of unto, but it's not going to score very much. Well, it's not great, but I have got Hafiz in column 4. There goes the second blank. I was just looking to see if faux played in row H underneath gemfish, but unfortunately it doesn't. But my F can go in this spot under the I. That would force an I here, an A here, and I don't have a T for fiat. Faux doesn't play across here because UF isn't good, so I think I will play it across here. That's 38 points. Now what would Hafiz score? 40 points. So which would I rather have as a rack leave, AHI or AUX? I don't think the U and the X go very well together, so I'm going to go with this. Great, I have heating. Several bingos through an R. Does heating play anywhere? Well, it does now. Row M, A-A-H. Fantastic. I am short on time, so this is going to be one way of catching some time up. Not only am I playing quite quickly, but I'm also playing 7 tiles. And this shows the utility of retaining AHI rather than AUX. I don't think I would have been bingoing with AUX. Heating 90 points. Just pausing momentarily in case there's something obviously better. And there isn't. Garnite is the anagram of heating, so that could play across here, making ego, but I think this is the highest scoring lane available. And that's a pretty good pickup. I must be close to a bingo. I don't think I have a 7. There are several floaters in gemfish. I'm thinking about the S in particular. Can't see anything through that. Well, there goes the J, and not put in front of unto. So that spot becomes less hot. I'm looking at zit to see if anything goes in front of it or after it. Can't see anything. I've got no scoring tiles here. But what I can do is play across here underneath gemfish, and this is going to score quite well. Get rid of both of my O's. And the R. Now, do I have anything which begins underneath the F, beginning ED? No, I don't. 29 points, that's pretty good with no scoring tiles. And I do have a 70-point lead, so taking out some of the floaters in gemfish, in particular the S, is not a bad thing. What would be a bad thing would be to miss a bingo here. So, do I have anything through the M? Diet room. Can't see anything there. What about the F? Nope. S I've considered already, and I can't see anything with the H. A lot of vowels, no scoring tiles, but I do have about 100-point lead. I could just play OI in column 7, making zitty and so. 16 points. Or I could play agio in column 15, agio rather. Precisely where my opponent has played, so forget about that. Anywhere good for my G. Well, I could play Geo across here. Unfortunately, I can't put my A in front of it. I could play Goatee across here, but that's not going to score very much. 13 points. I'm just wondering if it plays further along. Well, it does. It does. It plays here, and this is playing off a lot of tiles. I'm not going for a blank or a J, but I am going for the end of the game, and I couldn't see, well, 30 points is good. I couldn't see any alternative plays where the score and rack leave look better than this. With no high scoring tiles, 30 points is quite good. And I'm taking out this really useful bingo lane across here for 7-letter bingos ending in E. 31 tiles in the bag. No bingo with this rack. My N can go in front of EF here. And can still do so. 32 points for my opponent, that's good. He's only played off 2 tiles. Again, I'm looking down here to see if I can play through zit. Can't see anything. This board is tightening up. Now my W can go here in front of HO. So I could play EWE. That's not bad because the rack leave is good. And it's not providing any opportunities for my opponent, and it's restricting what can be scored from this spot. And 30 points is a good score. I have Cornet E. Can't see anywhere for that to play. This board is really tight now. There are two P's unplayed and they can go in front of un2. But the remaining tiles aren't looking particularly bingo-y. Only 3 E's left. 10 vowels out of 33 tiles, so it's quite a consonant-heavy bag. Fine by me. Now this board is so tight that my opponent may feel the need to open it up, and if he does, well, I may be able to play my bingo. It would be nice to play through Zit at some point. Only 17 points for my opponent, that's good. He's 85 points behind me. Now, do I have anything through the B or the L? Well, that L looks promising. The B less so, especially at the end of the word without an ABLE ending. Well, I can't see anything. Tolerance with a T and an L. Co-eternal as well. Just under 7 minutes left, still 22 tiles in the bag, which is a lot. I could play OE down here. 16 points, that would leave a decent rack leave. Not a great score. What about playing my N here? Do I have anything which goes in front of EM and R? So ARN. Not great, and that would be opening up, oh, it's not a word, but even if it were, that would be opening up a bingo lane across here, not something I want to do. OE has the advantage of providing nothing for my opponent. It's a good rack leave. He may open the board up further. It doesn't feel great though. I draw a P, but bloke has obstructed the utility of column 4. Now, do I have anything through the L or B? Gosh, the L looks promising, but I just can't see anything through that. I've got a 95-point lead, which is good. It's 18 tiles in the bag and only 5 minutes. Now, do I have anything down here ending on I? That might score about 30 points. Well, not that I can see. I could play Carap down here. And I do have an eye on the clock. So playing off 5 tiles is good. It scores 34 points, which is a lot. And it's only providing a C in way of a floater. And I should be able to survive one bingo. I'm 130 points ahead. Trap Hunto is good. That would be quite nice. Only 30 points though. Great, and only 12 points for my opponent. 11 tiles in the bag. 5 minutes on the clock. I'm still keeping an eye on this row. I don't actually know the 7-letter words ending Zeit. That would score quite well. Now this row becomes less dangerous because I'm no longer opening a bingo row above it. I've still got the N for going here. Paizo is good, so I could play Nip. I'm playing quite quickly because of the time. 28 points is a good score. It's not providing anything amazing for my opponent. Rack leave is okay. Can't see anything in row O. And Nip has also achieved the obstruction of row D for bingos beginning with C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. In fact, it's completely taken out row D as a bingo lane. This board is really tight. My opponent burns his S for just 14 points. So he's in quite a desperate spot. Now, there are no T's left. I can see the remaining tiles down here. So what I could do, which may pay off, is play WO across here. WO only takes a T in front, and I've got the T for putting there. So this provides me access with column 1. My opponent may obstruct that by playing a 2-letter play across here. If he does, he won't score very much. I have lecture. Nowhere to play it, but that shouldn't matter. Column 15 is a column I'm keeping in mind for 6-letter plays ending in I. If I had an A, I'd have aculii. Okay, well, only 17 points, that's no big deal. 3 minutes left, 3 tiles in the bag. The Q is unplayed, there is an I out there. Probably worth hanging on to my U because of that Q. So I'm looking to play off 2 tiles. How can I do that? Zeit doesn't take an S. It's Zitty which does. Okay, under 3 minutes left. So I could play Eld. 11 points. I'm keeping the U in case I draw the Q. I'm playing off 2 tiles, so I'm leaving 1 in the bag. And there is the Q. So now I've got it, what can I do with it? Well, I know that I could place it above the I of Nip in column 12. Not using the Q, but it still burns the Q. Card. That doesn't take anything after it that I have. I can see what my opponent's got left. I don't think he is going out in 1 with this rack. My priority is playing off the Q. I can see that I can play that here. 22 points. Is there anywhere else that I can play it? I don't have to play it immediately because my opponent's not going out, so I could set up somewhere nice for the Q for next go, but I've got less than 2 minutes to come up with such a play. I could play... Well, no, I can't. I don't have an I. I was thinking of quite down here. If I do just play QI here, I don't think I'm going out next go, which is a shame. So there probably is a better play. This feels like a rack with a 2-move out in it. Well, I'm so short on time now, I'm going to play this. Now my opponent may try and play down here, taking advantage of the card's hook. He could play Sirs. If he does, do I have anything through a floating S? I think I do, but I'm struggling to see it. Well, I think Eucrite is good, so if he plays Sirs, I can go out in row B. He's got 9 minutes on his clock, so he's got plenty of time. Yeah. £17. Just wait for my opponent to formally end the game. Which he does. And the final score, 289 to my opponent, 446 to me, a winning margin of 157 points. So, quite a comfortable win. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go first. I played a phony, and there were no bingos with this rack. This was my opponent's rack, quite nice. Did he have a bingo? No. He played unto. And, well, I played neediest. There was also detainee and eventide, both scoring the same. That looks pretty good. What did my opponent have? Well, no bingos. This was my rack. I played Donery for 20, Yar for 29 at J5, coming down here. Would have been better. My opponent's rack, he found Gemfish, which was a nice spot. He also had Fogeyism and Figments. Now here I played Foe for 38. I could have got 3 more points for Fakes at F9. Across here on top of Gemfish. But I think the 3-point sacrifice is worthwhile in order to improve the rack lead from AHU to AHI. This was my opponent's rack. He played Yar, which provided an opportunity for me to play Heating for 90, but in any event I had Garnite for 71 across here. Now, what could my opponent have done with his J? He could have played Judas down here for 62 points. Now, did I miss a bingo with this rack? No, I didn't. And here it is. Here is the zit play that I was looking out for and never spotted. Roseted for 51. Instead, I played Door for 29, significantly inferior. This was me with quite a lot of vowels. I played Goatee for 30, and that looks best. My opponent plays a Gem, and I think this is where I played Iwi. Yeah, and that looks best. I could have got 5 more points for Orn, but look at the rack leaves. ACEN is far more robust. Here I had Corny E, couldn't see anywhere to play it. I think the suggestion here of Cornia is pretty poor because that's opening up column 1 for a 9-timer, and in any event providing 3 useful floaters, so I don't like that. What did I do? OE 16, well, I don't particularly like that either, but looking at the suggestions on offer, there is nothing scoring more than 20 points, so maybe OE wasn't so bad. Just going back, this is the vowel shortage, which I anticipated during the game, and my opponent was suffering from it. I played Karap for 34, and I played that pretty quickly, but it does look like it was one of the best moves. Nip, E11, yeah, that was my play. Now, I don't think my opponent has anything playable here. He does not. This was my rack. Gosh, I didn't see that. Lutz down here for 26, that would have been quite nice. Instead I played WO, which was a setup play. If my opponent hadn't taken this spot with a 2-letter word, I could have scored quite nicely down here. But he did play make that 2-letter play. I have lecture but nowhere to play it. Lutz still available, but for even more points now because of what? Again, I didn't see it. I played Eld, which didn't feel great, but did achieve some of the things I was looking for. It left one tile in the bag, and it left me with the U, which I wanted in case I drew the Q. This was my opponent's rack, and as you can see, the board was really tight. No moves over 20 points. Now, could I have done something fancy with my Q? Yes. G2, Quebec down here. Very nice. Well, nowhere near spotting that. And that would have left me with RT. Well, yeah, maybe there wasn't a way to go out with RT, so although Quebec looks nice, maybe it wasn't best. Now, this is where my opponent played Sirs, which provided me the opportunity to play Eucrite and go out. So, quite a comfortable margin of victory in the end, about 150 points, but that was a challenging game, and it was good fun to play, and it's important to stay alert to what is available on the board, and in particular I'm thinking about the heating play, which scored significantly more than Garnite and took advantage of sticking an H on the end of double A. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Apologies for my husky throat. I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, but I hope that hasn't spoiled your enjoyment of this video and that you got something out of it. My name is David Webb, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.